Hey everybody, Lakes Region Aquariums here. I'm actually on the job right now. I'm off at one of my clients' tanks, which you've probably seen before. I have other videos on this tank, but I want to talk about a certain topic when it comes to angelfish today. I want to talk about who you can usually keep them with. So with an angelfish, most of the time you're going to see people saying they're an aggressive cichlid, which they can very well be. They are a cichlid indeed, but they can't be kept with smaller fish of any kind. Like they're cichlids, so they should only be with cichlids. I see that a lot. Now, that's not true, but I'm going to get into it a little bit. So that's not really true. Angelfish, when you start them off very young and you introduce them with smaller fish right from the beginning, they kind of get used to the presence of the fish and they realize those are not food over time, I've noticed. If you start off with a very large angelfish and try and introduce smaller fish, then you're probably going to run into some problems there. With angelfish being very territorial and stuff, you also want to be careful you don't have, like a fish that's too flashy or might intimidate the angelfish in a way to spark different types of aggression. Hey, buddy. And got a little Harvey here. Hey, what's up, buddy? Hey, how are you? You on film? You gonna be famous? Hey, buddy. I've had a bunch of dogs on me today at my other client, so he's all over the smell. What's up, buddy? Hello. Hello. Hey, buddy. He's a good boy. But yeah, you don't want to spark any of the aggression that it might come to a territorial type of thing. Now, I want to talk about this angelfish. He actually does really well with other fish, as you can see, but they're not puny, they're not really small. Now, I made a huge mistake, and I did introduce some smaller fish, and he did eat them, unfortunately, so that was a big learning lesson for me, and that's when I really saw you can't really trust a cichlid. Cichlids are always going to be cichlids. Just obviously go back to the old golden rule. If the fish's mouth is big enough, they're probably going to try something. And there's so much coverage in this tank. There's areas for fish to hide pretty much everywhere in here. There's a really bad glare, but there's just so much space for small fish to hide. But whenever you introduce a new fish, usually you're going to be like all up in the tank putting in new fish, and that usually reminds the fish that they might be about to be fed. So the action of you actually being near the tank itself and putting your hands around this area, that's always going to simulate the action of you kind of putting food in there. So they're used to your presence being right near the glass when they usually are fed. So I think that's really what happened with the new fish. I mean, he didn't eat them all right away. He did go after them over time, and it was really unfortunate, but I did learn a huge lesson that way. So usually though, if we started this fish off with when he was much smaller, which he was puny at one point, he's been growing very quickly, and it's not because of his enhanced small fish diet. Like if we start him off, the same fish that I tried with him, if I started them off when he was small, I think the survivability, those fish would have been able to grow and kind of coexist with the angelfish, and that would have been totally fine. But he's at the size now that he tried it out and he succeeded. So angelfish, you really can't trust them when it comes to small fish. Just really eye the mouth size and try and have a nice densely planted aquarium, but even in that case, it didn't even work out. There's so many places that this angelfish can't even go in this tank, and he still got to all of them. So you got to think fish have 24 hours a day, every single day, to do whatever the heck they want in the tank. So, that can potentially be an issue when you're trying to introduce small fish. Even if they do have hiding spots, things happen. I mean, a new fish isn't going to know this aquarium right off the bat. So he's going to kind of scurry around and try and find different places and investigate the tank on his own, and that can lead to him being hunted down by a larger fish. And I do want to say, like, even if you do have an angelfish that starts off small, and you start off with a bunch of small fish, later in life, when that angelfish starts to go into in the maturing process of becoming what he might become, temperament-wise, you might run into the issue of that fish just kind of switching off one day and going after a bunch of tiny fish. So you just want to be really careful. A lot of times, though, angelfish are a very slow-moving fish, and they If they're properly fed, then usually, they're not going to waste their time and stamina to go after a really small fish. They're not built hunters. It's not a fish built to hunt other fish down. But in a smaller aquarium, like he's getting pretty big for this aquarium right here. It's a 30-gallon, and he's taking up a good chunk of space. In a smaller aquarium, he can definitely chase down fish if he needs to. They're quick in short bursts, kind of like Gimli the Dwarf from Lord of the Rings. They're quick at short speeds and over short distances. But in a prolonged, hunt, he's not going to go out and just take down fish. But weirder things have happened. But yeah, I just really wanted to touch base on that, because angelfish, you just really can't trust them, as with all cichlids. I thought I knew Meg, my fish Meg, I thought I knew Meg very well, and I've had her for 6 years almost, and just this year she actually ate a fish in front of my eyes, and it was horrifying. I never thought that could happen, because I let my guard down, and cichlids are going to be cichlids, so that's how it goes with these fish. So you just always, everything's so different in everybody's aquarium. Every fish is different, not one is the same on this planet, and you just need to always be very vigilant and be careful what you try out. So angelfish and small fish can get along. It really will depend on the size and how big the angelfish is. And if you kind of start them off with large schools of small fish, I think the chances of you having a successful aquarium with a huge angelfish and a bunch of little ditherfish, I think the chances of that being successful will be a lot easier that way. I think it's more doable that way. But yeah, I just wanted to touch base on this. I've been wanting to talk about this for a while, but I've been so distracted with the move and everything, I haven't really been able to do my regular videos, but just wanted to talk to you about that. So I hope you guys enjoy this video, and I hope you're having an awesome day, and I hope you continue to have an awesome day. Thank you so much for watching my video, and have a good one.